Hello, Tri-Cities, and welcome to the 2024 Vote for Business Candidate Forum, the only region-wide business-focused candidate forum in the Tri-Cities, brought to you by the Tri-City Regional Chamber of Commerce. In this forum, you'll be hearing from candidates running for Benton County Commissioner, position number 1. I'm Riley Fitzgerald, a news anchor and reporter with Apple Valley News Now. I'm pleased to be with you. Voting begins as ballots start appearing in mailboxes on October 18th and will continue through Election Day on Tuesday, November 5th. Thanks for joining us to learn about candidates' thoughts and positions on issues that impact our local economy and business community. Now to the format. Each candidate will have 1 minute for opening and closing statements. The candidates will be asked the same questions. Response time for each question is limited to 2 minutes. Time limit reminders will appear on screen at 10 seconds remaining, and if necessary, when time is up. Since this is a forum rather than a debate, candidates will not be provided rebuttal time. We're now ready to get started. Let's begin by introducing in alphabetical order the 2 candidates in the race for Benton County Commissioner position number 1, incumbent Jerome Delvin and challenger Jeff Smart. Welcome, and thank you very much for taking the time to be with us. We appreciate both of you. So if you're ready to go, let's get started. And as mentioned, we're going to be starting opening statements in alphabetical order. So Mr. Delvin, we will begin with your opening statement. You have 1 minute.
Okay. Well, I want to thank the Regional Chamber for hosting this forum. I'm running for another term as Benton County Commissioner because of some issues that we need to finish at Benton County, namely the Recovery Center. But there's other issues too. I've been a commissioner now for 12 years. We've seen a lot of improvement in Benton County. It's been my honor to serve the residents of Benton County. The other 2 commissioners and I are doing an excellent job. We support each other. We're getting things done. But really, it just continues my service, my public service that I've had for many years, be it either in the U.S. Army. Right out of high school, I joined the U.S. Army, a Richland police officer for 28 years. I also served 2 terms in the House and the State Senate, and I just want to continue my public service. I'm honored to do that.
Thank you. Mr. Smart, you now have 1 minute for your opening statement.
Thank you, Riley. I'm a lifelong Tri-Citian and citizen of Benton County, and I believe that there's some time for change, and it's time for me to step up and help in public service. I'm currently the elected leader of Washington Association of Realtors as their president this year, and I've served in that status for Washington Realtors for quite some time, as well as our local association in the Tri-Cities. I'm also a business owner in the Tri-Cities, employing over 120 real estate agents in the area. I believe that it's time for some change, and I believe that I can bring my knowledge of management and business to the county to help propel the county forward in a number of areas. I'm just looking to do some public service, and I think it's my time to step up and make that change.
Thank you. Now let's move right into the question and answer portion of the forum. A coin toss just prior to taping has determined that Mr. Smart will answer the first question. Subsequent questions will be alternated. So the first question, Mr. Smart, you'll have 2 minutes to answer. What background or experience qualifies you to understand and respond to the unique needs of the local business community?
Well, as a long-term business owner, multiple business owner, I own a couple different real estate brokerages. I used to own a video production company. And as a member of the business community in the Tri-Cities and in Benton County, I believe that I have the knowledge of what the business community is looking for, and the fact that we need to bring in other types of industry and businesses into our area so that we can grow our tax base, so that we can grow to support all the multitude of people that are moving to our area. We've got a plan for tens of thousands of more people in the area over the next decade or so. and they're not going to stop coming. So we need to have the support and the services available to service everybody that's coming in here. Now, as a business owner, I have knowledge of all the ins and outs that that the county has to offer for businesses in this area, and I believe that I am well established and well experienced in that area, so that I can help with new businesses coming to the area.
All right, and Mr. Delvin, you'll have 2 minutes to answer the same question.
Well, I'll go back to when I served in the State House of Representatives and the State Senate. The Association of Washington Business is the state association that represents all businesses, a lot of businesses in Washington State. I always had a strong record with them. My voting record spoke about how I supported business, and they always gave me their awards for strong business support. Right now, I currently serve as an ex officio on the West Richland Chamber. It's a small chamber, but it represents the businesses in West Richland, so I get to understand and meet with those businesses in West Richland. I think what's important is to create a economy or a atmosphere that attracts businesses here, and part of that is having a strong public safety component in Benton County, making sure that our residents feel safe. That supports businesses. Also, I think with the looking at regulations and taxes that the Benton County can affect, they're very limited, but we can affect some of that. The county works a lot with our economic partners, be it the ports, the cities, and also TriDec. We fund TriDec for our economic development coordinator in Benton County. So we have strong relationships with those entities that can have economic development in Benton County, again, such as the ports or the cities. Benton County, counties statewide don't have the authority for economic development granted by the state. We're a creature of the state. We depend on the state for our rules and regulation, but we got to work with other partners to provide the business what they need here to operate in Benton County.
All right. And Mr. Delvin, you'll also be answering question number 2 first. Number 2, what are the 2 most harmful issues affecting business in the Tri-Cities, and what will you do to correct or overcome them?
Well, what I hear most about as a county commissioner is just the property taxes that the state forces upon our businesses and the regulations. I mean, we have minimal regulations in Benton County that we enforce, but they're important regulations, and so we're always listening to. I don't have 2 specific issues that I've been contacted that affects the business, but I always, we meet with our partners and work with our partners, and if we find something such as maybe building permits or such, then we work to correct those for the businesses in our area.
All right, and Mr. Smart, the same question.
Thank you. I can think of 3, but I'll try and limit it down to 2. The first one, unfortunately, this position is a county position, so we aid the cities in making decisions about businesses, and they can aid them in giving them some ideas of what to do to affect businesses. But we have some issues with impact fees for new businesses coming into the area. So if they want to build, they've got to find affordable land, which is another issue that we have within the cities. That hopefully, as a county commissioner, I can help bring more buildable lands into the urban growth boundaries, so that we could have more businesses come in, build their establishments, could afford the impact fees that the cities place on them, and survive and support all the citizens of that city. So impact fees, land values, and property taxes, of course, are always an issue for businesses that are harmful to their ways of operating. So those would be my 3 top things, and I would work with the cities in order to mitigate a lot of those issues.
Thank you, Mr. Smart. You'll have 2 minutes to answer question number 3. What can county government do regarding tax and regulation that will promote and foster our region as a smart place to do business?
There are many limitations as to what the county can do in terms of taxes and regulation, but there are certain things that the county can support, which would be possibly a limitation of increases in valuation of properties, tax rates remaining the same, maybe not invoking additional taxes or raising those taxes on property, and potentially lessening some of the regulations that are placed on businesses that are coming into the area and that are looking for land to build on. So that is the big thing is limiting the cost of entry for a business into the cities and into the county is very important, because when you're starting up a new business, you have a number of other costs that you have to take into consideration. Licensing fees, all these other things, hiring employees, finding a place to rent for your company. The last thing you need to do is have additional taxes and a lot of red tape in order to get launched. So being able to limit those types of regulations, limit the red tape for doing business within the county would be a high priority for me.
Thank you. Mr. Delvin, you'll have 2 minutes to answer question number 3.
Well, I think, again, I go back to working with our partners in economic development, the ports and the cities. Recently, the county has partnered with the city of Richland to join a program. It's the first in the state in this area that reduces the business taxes on a new business coming to this area for the first 10 years. So the evaluation of that business property tax and stuff is held for 10 years to allow that business to get a strong foothold in our area. We've done that twice now, worked with the city of Richland. So I think other things that we can do to promote business in our region is to look at infrastructure that we can put in as a county. Been working on the broadband network, trying to get private broadband providers into some or more of the areas of the county. Work by doing my work on the Public Works Board. I serve on the Public Works Board that funds infrastructures through grants and loans to cities and counties. But the big push here, of course, in our area has been the broadband in some of the more rural areas. I think that can allow businesses to go to different areas, whereas my opponent said about cheaper land and infrastructure costs. So we have to look at all the taxes. The county doesn't really collect business taxes. We're not allowed to give, we don't license businesses in the county. That's up to the cities or the state. If the state license those businesses, we don't have that authority. Regulations, I mean, we have higher lobbyists in Olympia, and when issues are brought forward from businesses to us in the county, we use our lobbyists to work in Olympia to try to fix those regulations or make them less onerous on businesses that want to come to Benton County.
Thank you. Mr. Delvin, you'll have 2 minutes to answer question number 4. How can Benton County effectively tackle the mental health and substance abuse issues in our region?
Well, that's one of the first things I noticed as a county commissioner when I started looking at our jail. Our jail was being used to house people with mental health and substance abuse issues, and that's not the place for those issues to be dealt with. So started working with some of the local hospitals, but really what got the recovery center going, and something I had a dream to have in this area, was when the Recovery Coalition formed. They've been the impetus behind the Benton County doing this recovery center, because the community's asking for it and they want those services. So working with our staff, and we've come up with the recovery center concept. We bought the building, we've raised the money, and so hopefully at the end of next year, that's going to be a facility that's open, that people can walk into. It's a place that police officers, instead of taking them to the jail or the emergency rooms, and same with ambulance services, they can bring into the recovery center. No questions asked. They're accepted. They're taken in. We don't worry about payment or any of those issues. No one's going to be refused at that door. So I think that's the biggest thing we could do, is to have that recovery center open, which will hopefully attract more providers into this area. We have enough space. We're looking for a juvenile services provider at this time. We're looking at having recovery housing in the facility too. But the priority is going to be put on Benton County and Franklin County residents. Doesn't say that someone else from another area can come in, but they'll have to be referred. So there's a process for that. But I think that will effectively tackle our substance abuse and mental health issues. It'll take the burden off of the hospital ER rooms and take the burdens off of our local jails. Those are not places that those people should be housed.
Thank you. Mr. Smart, you'll have 2 minutes to answer question number 4.
Thank you. The best way to tackle mental health and substance abuse in our area is to not treat them criminally. Like my opponent says, that taking them to the jail is not the right process, and it never is. When you've got someone in a mental health crisis, whether it's a juvenile, which we have a large-scale juvenile issue of mental health in our area, by taking them to jail, it just makes things, it exacerbates the situation. Does not help anyone involved. So when you have someone in crises, they need to have the facility and the experts to help them through that situation. The recovery center is a great idea, is a great use of that facility over in Kennewick, and making it available for Benton and Franklin County, because we are large enough that we need something like this. We need to be able to have people as inpatient, though. That's a very important thing. You can't solve a mental health crisis on an 8 to 5 schedule. So you have to be able to bring people in. They need to be safely admitted and taken care of during that period of crises. Right now, there's only about 10 beds available in our area for this kind of situation. And hopefully the recovery center will be able to have inpatient services. I'm not sold yet that it's going to be available, because the previous owner may have had a moratorium on that. So that is what we really need to do, is have that place available for people in having this issue, both mental health and the substance abuse issue, where they can get the help that they desperately need and the time that they need it on, and not be rushed to get through the situation that they're going through.
Thank you. This closes the question and answer period. We will end the forum with closing statements. Since Mr. Delvin opened, we will begin closing statements with Mr. Smart. Mr. Smart, you have 1 minute.
Thank you. My closing statement is that I have 3 points to my platform. One is to keep everyone safe, and that is to use our public safety money in the proper way, not use it for buying furniture, not using it for other services, but for public safety, to support our sheriff and our courts and our prosecuting attorney's office. I will keep you healthy by providing the mental health facility, the recovery center, and making sure that it provides inpatient services for anyone needing that kind of a service for mental health crises or any kind of substance abuse issue. And thirdly is to keep you housed. I want to be able to aid our cities in expanding their boundaries, bringing more affordable land into the cities so that they can build more affordable homes, because we need more spaces for our blue collar workers and our workforce housing. And I'm here to help with that situation.
Thank you. Mr. Delvin, you have 1 minute for your closing statement.
Well, thank you. I'm asking the voters of Benton County to vote me into office again. Be it, the business support that we gave during COVID by offering, I think, almost $3 million to grants to businesses, small businesses struggling during the COVID time period that the governor set upon our businesses. But having the experience to make decisions and being a leader. One issue comes to mind was the jail. The jail was not functioning. We removed it from the sheriff, and now we have an excellent jail. The corrections staff is one of the best in the state. But I have a lot of endorsements too. Be it the local Republican Party endorses me, the local Teamsters, the local firefighters, and others support my campaign. I'm just asking the voters to send me back to Benton County Commissioner as a Benton County Commissioner, and thank the Regional Chamber for hosting this.
All right, Jeff and Jerome, thank you very much. We appreciate you taking the time to be with us for the Tri-City Regional Chamber's 2024 Candidate Forum, featuring candidates running for Benton County Commissioner position number 1. As we begin the countdown to Election Day on November 5th, please remind your friends in Tri-Cities to watch, share, and get out to vote. You can find this video and other candidate forum videos on the Tri-City Regional Chamber website at www.tricityregionalchamber.com. Thank you. It's a pleasure for Apple Valley News Now to support this effort to inform voters about the people who are running for public office. Again, thank you to the Chamber, the candidates, and a special thanks to all of you for watching. This is Riley Fitzgerald with Apple Valley News Now, reminding you to vote.